Hey, what's going on there, YouTube? This is SEL0320.
Hey, what's going on? This is Melvin at CinnaGaming.
Woo-wee! We are back, y'all. We want to give y'all the official announcement. The Comic Corner thing that we've been talking around this for a while. It's officially going to start. The title is going to be JVS Presents Cinna Comic Corner, and it's going to be really fun and dynamic. So we're going to kind of go over, y'all, what we're going to be doing, how the layout or blueprint is going to be, but we're going to change it up a lot. Essentially, this man here, on his channel, he's going to be having like full reviews for certain comics per week. You should definitely go into the description bar below and check out what he already has. But in addition to that, we're going to be having open conversation about things that are coming out per week. So we might have like maybe 3 or 4 comics roughly that maybe like are fan favorites that they're hoping is going to be really good. And then we're going to break down how those comics are going to be. Like if we'll pick one throughout that day, we'll talk around it. But we might also talk about like a specific topic, like, oh wow, so now this is a new story arc that's coming out for the Avengers or something like that, or the X-Men. And it should be really dynamic. It should be really informative for y'all, so y'all can be up to date with the comics. And then this man is going to be sharing his knowledge of stuff that I don't know about. Even though I collect the comics, he has a wider range of stuff that's going on right now. So how are we going to format this, Melvin? Like as far as like how are we going to do the grading scale, or how are we going to actually do it?
All right. I mean, I guess right now we're still trying to learn how we're going to do everything. But I think it's fair to say we want to judge comic books by the cover.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We want to talk about like our favorite covers and point out which ones we really liked versus the ones that we hated or the ones we didn't like.
Yeah.
Another thing is when I started reading comic books, or the first comic book that I read, it had really nice illustration, and that kind of drew me into the comic book. That made me want to keep reading it and keep learning and keep reading more comic books.
That's a make or break kind of thing.
Yeah, so definitely we're going to talk about illustrations for each comic book that we discuss. And then the last thing is the storyline. Well, I don't want to say the last thing, but number 3 is the storyline. Because I feel if you have a great illustration of the comic book,
yeah,
you're going to want to read it. So if you have great art and a decent story, you're still going to read it because of the art. I don't think it's going to work vice versa, where if the story is not too strong, if the story is really good, but then the comic or the illustration is not as well, you might kind of get bored with it and might not want to read it.
Yeah, like you could be at the comic book store and you look at it, man, it just doesn't look appealing. Like either by the cover or when you kind of flip through the pages, you're not going to care about what the story arc is going to be, but it could be one of those most pivotal moments. And I guess that's a really good source of topic. Like we could bring that up like as one of the weeks, and we'll bring it into. We still haven't figured out what day we're going to do it on. Me and this man are going to still try to figure that out. But whatever the day, we're definitely going to kind of give y'all our input, and this guy's going to be trying to give me his perspective of whether this is something that should be an instant buy, this is an instant classic, or if it's something that you should just kind of leave alone or tell somebody else to pick it up. So I think this is going to be really fun. But it's interesting you brought up covers, because some of my favorites is definitely like Jim Lee, Alex Ross, and there's a wide range of like even new and upcoming like cover artists. But so for you, like what do covers mean as far as like your instant entry into, I guess, the comics?
Well, honestly, and I guess the saying goes, don't judge a book by its cover.
But
a lot of times when I'm out there at the comic book store, if I see an amazing comic book cover, it just draws me into it, and I wanna look at it.
Yeah. So
yeah, definitely the cover. I guess it has a high. It brings for me it brings up the value of the comic book, because a great cover is something that it's kind of like a prized possession where you want to show it off, or you want to highlight it, put it away somewhere where you can look at it all the time.
Yeah.
Like I do with my comic books.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cover that's the main attraction of comic books.
Yeah.
Or at least to me, anyways.
No, I mean that's true, because even if you go to like comic book conventions, a lot of people, they'll take like like the whited out versions of the covers, like they're just nothing there. They'll take their favorite artist and ask them, can you make this and draw it for me? And that's one of the things that like entices people about their formats, because there's variance. there's a lot of variants that are out there. Like one of the variants that I just gotten was the Miles Morales for Spider-Man #1,
which I'm very jealous
and
about.
and it's like straight out like a hip hop album cover, and I like people are literally just trying to collect those comics just because of the cover variants. And I mean that's another thing. Like, what do you feel? How do you feel the pull, far as variants are concerned? Do people look at those variants? They don't look at the price. They just look at straight like, man, I want this because this just looks amazing and this is unique. What are your feelings on variants, I guess?
No, I 100% agree with what you're saying. I will buy a comic book even twice just because of the varying covers. Yeah, the covers is a selling point for comics. You have a great cover, then it's gonna sell. It's gonna be nice, and you're gonna want to have it.
Yeah, and even like the replay, or not the replay, but the resale value for it. Like a lot of people don't realize that with certain comics, like we buy two because of the fact that we're not gonna touch that variant. That variant is just gonna stay there. But later on, our kids, for educational purposes, we might sell that variant. It might be worth a lot of money down the line. Just because of the fact that this is a unique thing that you might not be able to get another print on. And then you buy the regular one and you read that one. Or now, like, they've got a lot of digital. And I think you're really pro-digital. Like, most of the things I think you got, like, what is it? The Marvel Go comics that come with each one, the little stickers.
Yeah.
I need to do that more often. I don't. I usually buy two of them. I need to get more into that. But what do you feel as far as like, I guess covers and their resale value? Like, what's your take on that?
On the resale value,
Because a lot of people, what I'm saying, like they'll just buy the variant, or they'll do like what I'm suggesting. They'll buy two versions of it. What do you think people really should do? Do you think that they should just buy the variant, keep it, and don't move it, and then try to look for the digital version, or you think that they should have like two comics? That's a topic of discussion that nobody's really brought up to me.
I mean, I guess it really depends on how much you can spend.
Yeah.
I mean, buying two comics for the same comic, especially if I did that, then there'll be a lot of comics I'll be missing out on because I want to buy them all, and if I started buying two per comic book, then it's gonna be kind of rough.
Yeah.
Like, I can't have two Amazing Spider-Man #1s and two of every of my favorite covers. So
yeah,
if you can afford it, then go for it.
To each his own, I guess.
These things, I mean, they're like kind of like trophies for me. So
yeah,
I read it once, if even that, and I put it away and I never touch it again. So
yeah,
that's something to think about.
Yeah, because I was just talking with this man about the Dark Knight Returns 3, the Master Race. Like, Jim Lee's one of my favorites. Like, he's got variants, like some of those variants, like up to just $100-some.
Damn.
I saw one that was marked at like 300, and I was like, good gosh. So I mean, it could be really expensive. So probably the better thing to do is buy the comic if you can and try to get the digital version. But like you said, it really depends on what you're going for. But yeah, I think this is a really interesting conversation. But yeah, I don't have anything further than that. I think that we just need to figure out what day we're gonna try to do this. Hopefully y'all enjoy like comics and y'all want to kind of like get this man's input as well as mine's, and we're gonna go into some really interesting conversations pretty soon. Yeah,
I was gonna say, even if they don't enjoy comics, I think after hearing what we have to say about comics, maybe it might just expand. Like, it might be something new for them, and they might end up enjoying it like I did. Like, I really didn't care too much about comic books until I came over here. Sam showed me Spider-Gwen, and that was my first comic book that I read in a very long time. And the illustration and the cover artists or the cover arts for those specific comic books are my favorites. Not because it was the first comic book I read, but I love the artist, I love the illustration, and I try to buy all the Spider-Gwens just because of how amazing it looks. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, like most movies now are derived from comics.
Yes.
If not graphic novels. I mean, Walking Dead, Show Preacher, iZombie, Flash, Arrow, all the movies that are out right now, they're derived from either books or comics. So it definitely is a big influence, and you should try to do yourself a self-service of going and reading those. I think even Jarrell's, he had just bought the Walking Dead Continuums, like the whole entire big booklets, and so it's
growing. It's growing. I mean,
so
I had zero interest in it before, and now look at me. Now I own like over 50, 60 comics.
Yeah, dude. So I'm not even gonna say how many comics I have, but anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed our conversation. Hopefully you stay tuned for JVS presents Cinna Comic Corner. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Definitely go and check out this man's channel in the description bar below. Hit a sub.
Let me stop you right before you cut it off. One last thing I want to say.
Uh-oh.
I haven't told you this yet, so this is like first time live on YouTube, I guess.
Oh God.
Alright, so I created a second channel. The reason for it was because I wanted to test something, and I started doing my, I don't know what I should call them, walkthrough, where I'm kind of telling you what happens in the comic book, and I try to do it as quick as possible, as clearly as possible, and as entertaining as possible, of course. So it's about 2 minutes to 3 minutes, and I've done about 4. So this is the first time I tell you about it, so I definitely want you to check it out. Yeah, because I mean, I kind of want no pressure. I wanted to do it kind of in the background, just work on it and see how I felt about it. So definitely, this is, I guess, the introduction. This channel, most of these videos are going to be on, or all of these videos are going to be on my CinnaGaming channel, but then this is a second channel where all of my videos are just going to be put on this one website. So if you, or on this one YouTube channel. So if you only want to read my comic books, they're going to be on this website, but they're also mainly going to be on the CinnaGaming channel.
Okay. What's the name of it?
I call it Comic Zone Infinity. This first time I say it.
What in the world?
First time I announce it, and yeah, I figure what better time than now.
Okay, I'm gonna put that in the description bar below too. So go check out Comic Book Infinity.
Comic Zone Infinity.
Comic Zone Infinity. Click on the description bar below. Hit a sub to both of those. Keep it locked. Talk to y'all later. Peace. Oh, stay tuned tonight. We about to do a Walking Dead time, baby. Peace.